And welcome to our afternoon concert here from Sidmouth, the Sidmouth Folk Festival, coming to you from FolkScape.live. And I'm talking to Ewan Robertson from Breabach, who are going on as the second act in this afternoon's concert. Ewan, thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
First thing I'm going to ask is, what does Breabach mean?
It means kicking or lively.
Oh, okay, so it's a vital and vivid sort of act that you're going to be putting on.
I think so, I hope so. Yeah.
You've got all the instruments one would expect, but you've got two sets of bagpipes going up there. I think the collective term for bagpipes is a banshee of bagpipes.
Is that true?
I've no idea. I've just made it up. But that does, whatever else you do, that's going to give it a Scottish flavour. But you're doing something we're not used to. You're not just doing Flower of Scotland and all that sort of stuff. You're doing something with bagpipes that we're not used to.
No, certainly not. We like to take the bagpipes and put them into a setting with a folk band. Traditionally, pipes, you would normally hear them with pipe bands or solo competitions. And so what we've tried to do is incorporate the Highland pipes within a folk band setting, and it takes a bit of work. Obviously, they're a semitone above normal concert pitch, so it takes a little bit of working around arrangements and things like that. But we had a lot of great inspiration over the years. The Battlefield Band, things like that, who really kind of pioneered that way of working. And we're just kind of following in the footsteps and trying to put our own stamp on it.
I'm an Englishman who's lived in Scotland, and I love the pipes. I think they are stirring. The Greek word ecstasy means taking yourself out of yourself, and that's what the pipes do to me. But they're loud. Do they not drown out fiddles and guitars and things like that?
They do, but modern amplification is amazing. We use an in-ear monitor system which reduces the noise level on the stage, and it allows us all to hear each other a bit better. So we're employing lots of kind of modern technology and means of working so that we can integrate them totally, fully.
Enough about the pipes. Tell me a bit about Scottish folk, and especially your take on Scottish folk.
Yeah, I think the scene's thriving. You can see that the Face Ross, the Fashion movement, which is the festival movement for young people, is thriving. So the grassroots level of the Scottish scene is amazing. The young talent coming through, instrumental and singers, is fantastic. And so I think the scene is strong. We have good university degree courses in Glasgow, which attracts a lot of musicians from across the world, really. And Glasgow's a great melting pot, so there's lots of ideas, people taking on ideas from other genres of music, and so it's certainly a very, very exciting scene to be part of.
Traditional Scottish music we're all very used to, and you don't have to be Scots to be stirred by it and to love it and to love the stories. You've got a slightly more original take and a slightly more innovative idea.
Within our music.
in your own, in Breabach's interpretation.
Yeah. Like a lot of the music that we play is traditional, but we also write ourselves. Each one of the 5 members we write as well. But we do like to arrange music, and we do a lot of travelling, international touring, and obviously pre-COVID we were very busy, and we're just kind of starting to get that back. But we've gathered a lot of inspiration from around the world, from Quebec or from New Zealand, and so you try and you take all that in when you're travelling, and then you try and express it through your music. But you've also got to be very careful to be true to your tradition, and true to your roots, and that's certainly something that we're conscious of and that we try to work towards.
We've had a lot of Quebecois music in this festival so far already.
Our friends Levant and Or were here. We've been collaborating with them for a number of years now, so yeah, we know their music well.
Just to go back to that tradition, you said you can take things from all over the world, be eclectic, be a magpie about it, but staying true to that tradition. How would you describe that Scottish tradition, musically and lyrically? That's a tough one, isn't it? Please write both sides of the paper.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. It's a lot of it is acoustic based, obviously. We have a strong dance tradition, so the music is very rhythmical, and even the songs you'll hear, if you're listening into the live stream, you'll hear that the songs are very, very rhythmical. We take a lot of inspiration from pipe melodies. So it's an interesting scene.
The subject matter, because folk is so much about stories, as much as the words half the time as it is. No, it's not as much the words, but the beauty of the words is part of the beauty of the narrative of the story. And in Scotland, forgive me, but an awful lot of the lyrics seem to be about how horrible the English are.
I don't know if that's fair, but I think a lot of the stories are just of their time. You know, a lot of the lyrics, a lot of the inspiration. I mean, it was people in the Highlands of Scotland. They had a hard life, and music brought them a lot of relief. And many of the stories. We have a huge tradition of emigration, so there's a lot of emigration, a lot of people feeling sorry for, you know, a lot of longing for their homeland. There's a lot of that, and there's a lot of sadness and death within the stories, which is sad, but I suppose a reflection of times gone by, you know.
Well, that's life if you live halfway up a mountain, a long way north. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me about Breabach. When did you come together? How did you meet? What was the beginning? What was the genesis?
Well, we met in Glasgow as part of, we were all studying in Glasgow, and there's only 2 original members now, myself and Callum, one of the pipers. But yeah, we met through the scene. We met in about 2002, 2003. We didn't really start taking things very seriously until 2005, when we won a Danny Kyle Award at the Celtic Connections Festival, and our prize for that was supporting the Fairport Convention.
Pretty good prize.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and and so things kind of snowballed from there. So yeah, we've been a band for 20 years essentially, professional band for almost 20 years, and so we just try and keep going and enjoying ourselves, and yeah.
It's a pretty good plan. You've got a few albums out. I count 5. Fast was the last one, I think.
Fast. We've actually got 8 releases. We've got 7 studio albums and 1 soundtrack. So yeah, so we've got a number. Yeah, we've got a fair bit of back catalogue.
Available in all the usual places?
Yeah, Bandcamp is the best place to get us, because it comes direct from the band. So we post them out if you go to Bandcamp.
And apart from just enjoying yourself, which I reckon is a very precise and an excellent plan, what plans are there? What's coming up for the rest of this year after Sidmouth?
We are away to Germany on tour. Once the festival season finishes, we are away to Germany, and we've got various bits and bobs on, and then we tour the US at the start of next year, and yeah, just more touring, and we'll be planning an album celebrating our 20th year as a band as well. So yeah, there'll be lots in the pipeline.
And what about Sidmouth? I mean, this is the sort of crown jewel of British folk, really, isn't it? Yeah. What does it mean to be on the main stage here at Sidmouth?
Oh, it's an absolute honour. Yeah, it's great. We love coming down. I think this may be our 3rd or 4th visit to Sidmouth over the course of the band's existence, and we've never failed to have a good time. Great to see traditional music, song, dance being celebrated so fully, and it's an honour to be here.
Are you staying? I'm going to take in some of the other acts, enjoy it?
Well, we will try and take as much as we can in, and then we'll be heading up the road, because we're playing in Lorient tomorrow night in Brittany.
In Brittany?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's the Quebecois, Brittany, Celtic, Scots, French influence meeting up there, isn't it? Ewan, thank you so much for joining us. I won't hold you any longer because you've got to go and get ready to go on stage. You're not a piper, are you?
I'm not. Well, I do play the pipes, but I play the guitar in Breabach. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all good for a big room, but that's kinder in a small room. Ewan, thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers.